Wow, look at all the people! Okay, now I'm kinda getting nervous. You'll be fine, Estelle. This is what all the rehearsals were for. Besides, once we start up, you'll forget they're even there. You're the type who can only focus on one thing at a time anyway. Just one thing at a time, huh? Well, I guess I'll just focus on the boy in the dress then. That'll be easy. Okay, you two can have your little spat another time. This year's campus festival is already a big success. Though we have many esteemed individuals here, such as the Duke and the Mayor, we can't afford to be intimidated. So just remember our #1 rule and you'll be fine. If you're gonna puke, do it off stage. We've done a good job of keeping the festival lively so far. Now let's close it out with a real bang. Without further ado, the Student Council proudly presents Madrigal of the White Magnolia. Enjoy the show. In year 1100 of the Septian calendar, 100 years ago, the Burl was still a land of nobles and aristocrats. But commoners too held some power, and there were prodigious traders that grew more influential with each passing year. During this period there was much friction between the classes, and the nobles and commoners clashed often. As time went on, these clashes intensified. The intercession of the royal family and the church failed to end their squabbling. The stage was set for a final conflict. A year had passed since illness stole the king from his people. Our tale begins on an early spring evening in the rooftop garden of Gransel. Yes, in the rooftop garden of Gransel Castle. The streetlights shine on everyone, each bright with their own happiness, and in spite of that... Ah, here you are, Princess. Please, don't you think you should be going to bed soon, Your Royal Highness? Staying up so late can surely do you no good. It's all right, if I should fall ill. If that happened, then perhaps I could avoid becoming the last ember in this dying flame we call the Burl. Please do not speak of such things. Your Highness, you are the most exalted individual in the Burl. If you were to take a husband, you could take control of the entire kingdom. I will not marry. Despite my father's wishes, I shall not consent to it. But why, Your Highness? You'd have two fine men as suitors, after all. One Sir Julius of the Chivalric Order of the Imperial Guards, and the eldest son of a duke. And Sir Oscar, commoner though he may be, he has been recognized often in his battles against the Empire. Ah, both such fine men. No one knows better than I the quality of their characters. Oh, Oscar, Julius, how am I to choose between you? Oh my, isn't that Joshua playing the role of the princess? I suppose that Jill has put a great deal of thought into this reverse casting business. Indeed, ma'am. He plays his role well, but the two maids leave much to be desired. Of course the maid's gotta criticize that. Do you remember, Oscar, how we spent our boyhood days in this alley running about and pretending our sticks were swords? I could never forget, Julius. In those days it was all so simple, with you and with Cecilia alike. I treasure that time greatly. Haha, I recall how stunned I was. I would always conspire to play with her in secret, only to discover another had been doing the same. She was as lovely as the sight of the falling petals in spring. Here I'm butchering the lines, sorry. Indeed, fair Cecilia was like unto our very own sun. But her light would dim with each day that passed. The nobles and the commoners. The fury of that conflict could never have been avoided. The princess's grief is easily understandable. Cruel fate mocks us so, for it is our very existence that has brought her such sorrow. Oh wow, they're so cool! I hate to say it, but the guy kinda looks cuter than the girls. Hush now and watch the show. Know this, Julius. The commoner's impudence can be tolerated no longer, If they should forget their place and no longer view us as their superiors, Liberal's power structure would surely fall to ruin. If I may, Father, it has been roughly 10 years since the Eastern Republic was founded. Perhaps the eventual seizing of power by the common people is inevitable in any state. Speak not of such repulsive events. What is freedom? What is equality? What is anything if commoners and nobles alike should cast all tradition aside? Better we should fall to our knees before the Empire's military and concede to their will. Father! Now that's a damn fine duke up there. You let the commoners get all high and mighty and your whole society collapses. Your Excellency, perhaps it would be best to keep our voices down. Oscar, I am expecting great things from you. If you can get the royal family on our side, we will have a great advantage over the nobles. And that advantage will allow us to seize power. But Chairman, I cannot consent to this. I could never use Cecilia for political gain. Haha, always putting others before yourself, I see. Even though you now have the chance to become king, albeit only on paper. If you would refuse, it will lead only to bloody uprising and subsequent revolution. The royal family, and surely the nobles as well, would disappear into the shadows of history. Chairman! Impressive. They really have done the research. I had severe doubts about this ever since I first heard about the reverse role gimmick. The students have all put a great deal of work into this, it seems. The young bracers have had no small hand in this either. I do not wish to bloodshed on anyone, revolution or not. I cannot simply allow Julius and Cecilia to die. As for myself, I know not what I should do. Oh, so no good and gonna be sick. Are you alright? You must have quite a bit more than you can handle. It may be spring, but you'll certainly catch your death if you sleep out here. Thank you, good Sir Knight. It has nothing to do with being a knight, but rather a simple concern. I would have to be quite the young fool not to see what I must do. You got that right. What? Ah, my arm! Just a touch of anesthetic on the blade. Now if you'll be so kind as to sit still. Curse you, assassin! Who sent you? Just a noble who wants you out of the picture. You wanted it badly enough to pay me up front, and pretty well at that. All you need to do is die. I get it, not bad at all. So up next we should have... Oops, almost got so wrapped up that I forgot about my work. Long has it been since you have entered my sight, fair princess? Yes, Julius, it truly has. I cannot help but notice that Oscar is not with you today. Back when my father yet breathed, the both of you were oft speaking of the maids by the by the maids of the court. Hello. As you well know, your highness, the kingdom is in the midst of a crisis most dire, and as such, he and I may never be as close as once we were. I confess, I come to you today to ask a favor. What favor could that be? That you would allow he and I, head of the chivalric order of the High God and a young general, to engage in a duel of honor, and that the victor shall be granted the great honor of becoming your husband. What? Ha, quite dramatic indeed. Caught up in the conflict between noble and commoner, these two close friends have finally decided on a duel. The princess now realizes their determination and keeps silent, and on the day of the duel, the two knights step into the grand arena of the royal city. Many have come to witness it, commoner, noble, and all social castes in between. But conspicuously absent from the proceedings is the one over whom they fight, Princess Cecilia herself. My friend, I fear that this is inevitable. Perhaps fate always intended for us to meet in so base a fashion. Speak, that we may both be unburdened, if nothing else for our beloved princess. We would cleave a path through fate with our own hands, but at this moment my words and her smile seem lost. Has fear clutched your heart, Oscar? Perhaps, but what is this passion that pierces me to the quick? As I see you with blade drawn, I feel as though I've been waiting for this moment. Before this storm by the name of revolution should claim us both, we shall let fate decide our outcome. Yes, and may the goddess above see our spirits as they truly are. Come then, let it be done. On guard! Impressive, Julius. I should say the same to you, but still, you seem to hesitate. What troubles you, Oscar? Is this the extent of your skill? Perhaps the tales of your acts of valor against the Empire were grossly overstated? Ha! Well done, Julius. Magnificent swordsmanship. Oscar, your arm? I've had worse. This but a scratch. Neither of our blades connected with flesh, not even a glancing blow. Your wound was struck prior. This is a tactic most low, Duke Radmont. Was this your intention from the start? I'll thank you to cease slandering my good name. Are you implying that I instigated this? Father, is it true? Did you... It's all right, Julius. My own inexperience has brought this about. Besides, I've received far worse on the field of battle. I'll put everything I have behind my next strike. I intend to kill you. Oscar. Very well. I will wager it all on my next strike as well. For the fair princess and the future of the very kingdom, he who lives when all is said and done will inherit the responsibility for all. And he who dies will watch over it all from the realm of the spirits. Such is also the pride of a knight. I suppose it is. Ah! No! Oh... Cecilia, what? Princess! Cecilia, why? Were you not in attendance? Oh, Oscar, Julius, I did not wish to observe a duel between the two of you. I felt I had to find a way to put a stop to this fight. Praise Idios that I arrived in time. Cecilia, Princess, hear me, all in attendance. Dismiss me and set aside your differences. Please. Are we not all of the Burl? And do we not all love this land? There is so little that separates us from one another. If you would but take your foe's hand, surely we could find a peaceful resolution. Your Royal Highness, you need say no more. My vision fades, but what of you two? Will you not do as I ask? Your will be done, my princess, at your side. Strange, everything is floating. When I was young, I would sneak out of the castle, down to the alley. Oscar, Julius, you both always had smiles for me. I love your smiles. So please, don't ever stop. Princess? No, this cannot be. Princess? I'll do anything. Please, no! Cecilia, you... Our poor princess. I just don't understand why she'd do such a thing. Our princess gave her life that we might stop this unending dispute. Compared to that sacrifice, what a trifle is the pride of a nobleman. Had we not been fighting, it would never have come to this. Only now, when it is too late, do I see our folly. Is this the fate of all men with their spirits still shackled to their flesh? Idios, great goddess of the skies, we now know of your great resentment. There is much that you do not yet understand, it seems. I granted you flesh to be your vessel, but your spirits still know more of freedom and nobility. Such contempt for it lies only within you, yourselves. So beautiful. A more beautiful voice I have never heard. It's amazing. Adios herself had graced us with her presence. The goddess. Incredible. Hear me, young knights. I have observed your contest. You are both courageous and strong, yet something vital within you is broken. It is as you say. Our own immaturity is what invited this fate upon us. Chairman, has your hate for the nobles and the monarchy blinded you to the fact that we are all but men? I am ashamed. Duke, you know your sins better than anyone else could. And you, all the rest of you, have simply watched these events unfold. There is something fundamental within you that is lost as well. Strike your hand upon your breast and think well upon this. Ha, and it now seems that you have each remembered your hearts. As such, perhaps hope yet remains for Liberal, so long as you never forget the lessons learned this day. Oh, she has vanished. Oh, where am I? Princess? Cecilia? Oh my, Julius? Oscar? Have you both been called up to heaven as well? It's a genuine miracle! Princess! Oh, praise Idios! What? Why are the two of you here? And the Duke and the chairman? So then, I am not dead? Almighty Idios! Idios has given Liberal back its beloved! Praise her for her benevolence! Oscar, Julius, what happened? Nothing that you need concern yourself over, Cecilia. The conflict is at an end. I believe that everything will be alright. You're being naive, Oscar. We still have a duel to finish, do we not? Julius? No. You still intend to fight? On the contrary, this match is concluded. And besides, this fool managed to get hit on his sword arm. But it would not do for a duel such as this to not have a clear victor. Thus it stands to reason that the man who fought with a significant handicap, yet emerged undefeated, should be regarded as the victor. Wait, Julius! Don't misunderstand me, Oscar. I have not given up on the princess. Once you are healed, our duel will continue, but with blades of wood, just as when we were boys. I see. Very well then, I accept your challenge. Have neither of you any regard for my own wishes? You're mistaken. You, my lady, shall judge today's match, and I think it only fair for the victor to be granted a kiss. Surely everyone waits with bated breath for it. Very well. Eee! Don't they look marvelous together? Almighty Ideals, look well upon this, and may this fine day extend unto eternity. Eternal peace to Liberal. Eternal glory to Liberal. I said glory. Quite the grand finale. But no matter. And so the curtain fell on the Madrigal of the White Magnolia to grand fanfare and acclaim. This has been a long episode which has consisted of almost nothing but the play. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really pulled out all of the stops for the voice acting in this one. Although there are a few in there, I need to go edit a little bit. But still, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Pafslash. Next episode, a slight bit more intrigue, I guess. So bye!